Yeah, my first go. It's not the best. It doesn't appear to have axles. It's just sort of, they've got hubs or rims sort of thing. May have to use a bit of WD-40 on it to get them to work. But you know, it was my first go. I thought, you know, give it a go. I don't know if I can get it out of the box easily. Hang on, yeah, some sellotape there. Hang on. Anyway, let's see how we go. So, as I said before, we showed you this configuration, how we confine the field into, you know, hemispheres on either side, one repulsive, one attractive, and if you take things like this, they're a bit like a toroid in a way. If you have this long enough, you'll find that your flux will be on either end, and there'll be little flux detectable here, sort of thing. And if you do it in a full circle, it should be like a torus. Something that even my dad didn't realise, even though he's deeply into electronics, that basically the magnetic flux or field in a torus is basically barely a skin on the outside of a torus. Because when you turn the electricity off, you can have some really powerful back EMFs and things like that. But this is a kind of a torus in a way. If you make it large enough and slightly tilt them, sort of thing, you can get a torus, a big arc, a big circle of these magnets, and basically all the field is inside there. So with a bare skin of magnetism on the outside, basically. So, but what we want to do today is to see if we can spread out the field. So this is what we want to do, is start to do this idea of spreading out the field. So if we put our magnets here on here like that, and then start adding magnets like this in this sort of arrangement, and have one in here, you'll find that if we take out, you'll find now that the field is spread out in here like an arc sort of thing. So it's pushing that way, and you've got a cross on there. And then you can start playing around with how you arrange these things, whether you put them all in a line or you can start spreading them out that way. So you'll get if we put our little thing. Yeah, don't let anyone tell you that one person can't change the world and can't change the world overnight. Remember, Galileo saw a bloke killed by a wayward errant barrel in the morning, and by the afternoon he'd changed more than 1,000 years of errant wayward maritime practice with a new way of stringing barrels, handing barrels on boats, as he saw someone die in the morning. And what about with the pendulum? So we've had the Egyptians, the Greeks, the Romans. They've obviously seen plumb bobs and things like that. No one thought about the pendulum until Galileo came along, and within a few weeks of working the basics out on the pendulum, he built a rudimentary mechanical clock. So you can feel this, it's going that way, but also if you arrange these going this way, you can see you can actually get it to go a different way. You might think about doing it like a V gate, but my suggestion to you that might not work if you put these things going out in a V type arrangement. You might have problems because with this part of the V going, if I put this out here and like one half of the V, and I start building a V gate like that, you're going to have problems because you're going to have motion that way, forcing it back. So it's going to stop your whatever your object from moving, sort of thing. So the idea or the concept is to take this and put this on the bottom of that and start playing around and see if we can get this thing to move across these sort of spread out field sort of thing. So, because that's where the actual the work is done with the magnets, of course. It's going from the one pole to the other, but you don't want it to go all the way to the other pole, because that's where you get cogging, of course. So that's where the work is being done. So anyway, so we might want to start practicing on the next video. We'll take one of these. If we can hold it down with a nice brick. Get a nice brick here somewhere. We'll move the camera in a minute. But if we put it out here. Yeah. But you don't let anyone put you down. And so it's easy to, if people put you down, to cut them down to size. Just say these two things: are you not a woman born, and can you play like Mozart? You might even want to try that on President Donald J. Trump. You know, I'm for Trump, but still I could use that phrase on him, on he. There we go. I have to turn it around a bit. There we go. How about that? No, not quite. How about that? So the idea is to put various magnets down on here sort of thing, and so on and so forth. So you start building up these things and sort of thing, and sort of quickly